Hi guys, Dennis here from Denny Bob's RC Construction. Hey, we're gonna do a little unboxing. And guess what? The manufacturer suggests you take a video of your unboxing. So, I'm gonna show you. Dear customers, there you go. We'll see how this goes. Hopefully I can get this all in this video here. Let's see what we got. Just put my knife in there just a little bit to cut the tape. Wow. Not my first shipment from these guys, so let's see how everything goes. Instead of fighting it every direction, got the steel reinforcements. These guys are pretty heavy. Cardboard box. So let's see what we got. The box got wet somehow, or got some moisture in it, because that's starting to rust. Let's flip it over. Nope, you have to do it all from this top, because the other side's all reinforced on the bottom. Reflective decals. That ought to give it away a little bit. Alright. All kinds of reflective decals. And this is kind of a double whammy here, because it's going to be two. Got some wood. Got some manuals. Wow. And that's one thing about this company. They sure do a good job of packaging. Okay. This is a DPS tag trailer is what this is. I call them tag trailers. Some people call them asphalt trailers. Let's see how this is coming on video here. I want you to kind of be able to see it all. And I've got two trailers in here. They call it the DPS flat deck Triaxle trailer. That's what they call that one. And it's all made by DPS. DPS Scale out of Vietnam is who makes the trailers. And I'm not sure what that wood is for, but I'll bet you I'll find out. Boy, they package this stuff really well. Alright. Okay. And if anybody knows what this one is called the LANDOLL Triaxle trailer. Let's get some of this plastic cut off of these things. And I did request it that this be in yellow, and I wanted the other one in black. This must be a tongue that has to be put on. So in other words, some assembly required, obviously. Boy, never-ending packaging here. I know some of these unboxing videos get kind of boring, but it's got a little compartment to put all your chains and binders. I'm not 100% sure how that all gets fastened on here yet. But this actually has linear actuators that operate the ramps. And I did not know this. So that's going to be kind of a fun thing to try and hook up. Holy goodness. And I have three of the big dog trailers, so maybe if I like this one better, maybe I'll sell a couple of my big dogs. We'll have to see. Goodness. Wow. You want to talk about a little bit overkill on the packaging. And I know this is that shrink wrap stuff, and that is, okay, so we got 2 ramps, and the ramps should be opposite each other. Should be 2, yes, there's the 2 ramps. More plastic to throw away. Try not to cut my fingers and try not to scratch the paint. Goodness. Wow, this is ridiculous. But I'm glad they do it so you doesn't get damaged in shipping. And thank you. They put all red taillight lenses in here. And these, I don't know if all this hardware is for this trailer or for both, but now I know what these extra planks are for. They actually have outriggers that come out on this trailer, and then you can put the planks on the side. Be another outrigger here. Yeah, I'm not going to fight with it right now, but yeah, there's 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6 outriggers on each side, and then that's what these extra planks are for. I wondered what they were for, because I didn't see any of the pictures that they had of this with that type of setting. Oh, good grief. Now, if you could find the end that comes out of there, but then they got it taped. Let's see if I can. Try not to scratch the wood. Try not to hit anything. No, that's what that's for. That's for the outside outriggers. And they have the linear actuators already in here to raise and lower the ramps. I'm not sure exactly how I'm going to do that yet. It looks like that goes there and then gets bolted there. And there's got to be some more hitch parts for this. There's a bolt that goes here, 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 and here. These aren't my first DPS trailers I bought. I've got the livestock trailer, and as well as a belly dump trailer from them as well. Box of parts, bag of parts here. Come on. I like that they've taken this much care in packaging, but I get to the point where too much is too much. Jacks. And they're using like a pin style ball hitch, which I am actually probably going to see a couple more linkages. Not exactly sure what all these linkages are for, but that's why they send the instruction book along with it. And then this, I should be able to push that. A little sticky. Yeah, that one came right out. The other one's got a little something stuck in it. But just the legs for landing gear. That's what I was looking for a word. And this one's just a little sticky. Yeah, I'll figure it out. And I think that's all of that. Now, there's even more. And there's more. I think I know where all the toilet paper went to in the shortage. Ah, they send along a couple of, they send along some ESCs, little mini ESCs to operate. Must be for operating that, unless these are the ESCs for the trailer itself. But what I'm going to do, I'm going to set this trailer to go onto my white semi-tractor. I'm going to throw some of this garbage away. Get too much garbage. Maybe I'll do a little video on the assembly of it. But I'm just strictly doing the unboxing for now. So that's everything for that. I worked for an implement dealer many years ago, and we had one of these LANDOLL trailers that were like this. So that's why it kind of intrigued me. It's not my favorite trailer in the world, but it took me kind of down memory lane. Remember old Harold working with them things and loading different pieces of equipment on it back in the day. So it kind of, I don't know, just took me down memory lane. Yeah, I wanted that in black, and I wanted this in black, and that in yellow. And they followed my wishes. I can tell you one thing, there's some times I've wanted some of these little rims and tires that are on this trailer. That's for sure. And then it's got airbags set up on it. A simulated airbag. Probably got some springs in it. Probably can't haul anything too heavy. And I'm going to assume that those ESCs that came with this were actually for this trailer, because it actually has a pair of linear actuators under here and here that tip it, and then there's a lead screw here that slides the axles forward and back. Slide them up to so then you can tip it down, and then rolls them back. Pretty cool. That can go a lot further way back. Yeah, that can go quite a bit further back. Yeah, way back at the end, kind of in the middle of its stroke. Probably how they wanted to box it up and make it so that they fit together. Now these two packages, I'm going to slide this up a little bit. Alright, so now we got these two packages that came with this trailer. And that blade is dull, dull, dull. There. Now all I gotta do is just barely store it. Looks like they send. There's one ESC. There's the winch that goes on the front of the trailer up here. The winch. Worn winch. We'll go there. And there's some tail light bezels of some kind. Oh, good grief. And another ESC. They look like, well, they're Hobby Wing 1060 knockoffs is what they are. But what I'm trying to figure out is why they sent me unless I got to use one of these for the ramps. I'll have to see how they got it all laid out. I'll have to look into the instructions. And so yeah, well, it looks like I got another project. Not that I really needed or wanted one, but I've got one. Got a couple more projects anyway. Because there's only one need for one ESC for this, and that's to I can wire both of these together, and they'll go up and down together. So I don't know why they sent me two, but they only sent me two when there's three functions on here. I mean, you have the fore and aft of the axles, you have the raise here of the bed to tilt it, and then you have the winch. So I'll have to do some investigating. But like I said, there's reasons why they can actually write. They wrote my name really well. Thank you for your purchase. That's always nice. But yeah, this is the DPS LANDOLL Triaxle trailer, and this is the DPS flat deck Triaxle trailer. That's got airbags on it too. Not sure how much that'll actually haul, but I did ask them about the tire diameter. They said they were smaller. They're 75 millimeter diameter. Pretty stiff little tires. Yeah, they're 75s instead of, you know, like the standard 83s that are on a lot of Tamiya stuff. So, and they have this all laser. The deck on this one is all lasered out where all the screws, you know, pretend screws are, and they've got it all laser etched to make it look like individual planks. That's something pretty cool. I know there's some guys in the United States that'll do that for you. In the same way what they did with this. This is all. I'll tell you what. I'm gonna get that camera off of the tripod, and just kind of get some close-up views of them. Yeah. There's the top of the wood deck. Here's the underside. There's the actuators that'll actually that will raise and lower the ramps. And it looks pretty nicely built. And these are all built out of stainless steel. They're not made out of aluminum. Stainless steel construction. And it's heavy. Pretty heavy. And then I know these here that slide out, there's little screws on them on the underside that you can grab a hold of and slide them out, that you can tighten up so they're not so loose and they don't vibrate themselves out. You actually have to push them out. You just got to tighten up the little screws on the bottom side. If I seen them right. Yeah, they're right here. Just got to snug them up a little bit so they don't just rattle themselves out. Looks like a little 1.5 mil, probably 3 millimeter screws, 1.5 mil hex. But yeah, pretty fancy rims. I would have been happy if they just stuck white ones on. I should have asked them to, and I thought I did, but maybe I didn't. Oh well, is what it is. It'll be fine. And then here's the top of the deck of the LANDOLL trailer. I'll get kind of a look on it underneath. Yeah, and they're using a couple of linear actuators to do the tilt of the bed, and then to run the axles forward and back. We got like a lead screw and a gear drive motor. Looks like a planetary gear drive, even. I hope it's a planetary gear drive. I like planetary gears better than spur gears. They seem to last longer. But yeah, these are tiny little tires. Wish I knew where I could get some of them rims and tires. That would be cool. I'd make some of my own trailers with them. But to me, I feel like these should be closer together to be scaled correctly, but yeah, good enough. They might have been that far apart. It's been a long time since I've seen one of these LANDOLL haul-all trailers. I think they were called a haul-all, I think is what they were called. I don't remember. It's been 30 years ago. Now I got to try and find some LANDOLL decals. I didn't see any in here, so I'll have to come up with some. I bet you I know where I can buy some. Work for a LANDOLL dealer, so I bet you I can find some somewhere. But not sure if I can find them that small. I might have to print them out myself and make them myself. We'll have to see. But there you have it, folks. They've made it all the way from Vietnam to the middle of the United States. Well, thanks for coming along for the ride, guys. You're my witnesses of my unboxing. Now I got to scratch my head and figure out what I got to do with all this stuff and go from there. So, catch you guys later.